From rock bottom to rising star, the power of never giving up. Seraphina Valiant was 22 years old, with warm tan skin and a cascade of dark, curly hair that framed her face like a halo of determination. Her hazel eyes, once filled with dreams, now carried the weight of countless disappointments. Music had always been her refuge, her escape from the harsh realities of life, but lately it felt like a distant dream slipping through her fingers. She lived in a tiny apartment in the heart of the city, a place that echoed with the hum of ambition and the whispers of those who, like her, were chasing something greater. The walls of her room were adorned with faded posters of her musical idols, a reminder of what she longed to become. Scattered across the floor were crumpled music sheets, lyrics she had poured her heart into, only to be met with rejection after rejection. One evening, Seraphina sat on the floor, clutching her old worn-out guitar. The screen of her phone lit up with yet another email from a record label. "We appreciate your submission, but unfortunately, it's not what we're looking for at this time." The words felt heavier with each rejection, pressing against her chest like a weight she couldn't shake. Frustrated and exhausted, she buried her face in her hands. "I'm not good enough," she whispered to herself, but deep down a tiny spark remained. The next day, Seraphina dragged herself to a local cafe where she had managed to book a small gig. The room was nearly empty, just a few customers sipping their coffee, lost in their conversations. As she strummed her guitar and sang her heart out, her voice carried raw emotion, yet most people barely noticed. She finished her set with a soft sigh, feeling invisible. Just as she was about to pack up and leave, an elderly woman approached her table and placed a small folded note in front of her. Seraphina opened it hesitantly. "Don't stop. You have something special." Tears welled up in her eyes. It was such a simple message, but it reignited something within her. For the first time in a while, she felt seen. Fueled by that small act of kindness, Seraphina made a bold decision. She would take her music to the streets. With nothing to lose, she set up a spot on a bustling corner downtown, surrounded by towering buildings and hurried strangers. Day after day, she stood there, singing with all her heart, her voice cutting through the noise of the city. At first, people barely glanced her way, but slowly, something changed. A passerby would stop and listen for a while, some would toss a few coins, and others would take a moment to smile. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Seraphina was lost in the music when she noticed a man standing in the crowd, watching her intently. He was sharply dressed, his eyes filled with curiosity and admiration. After her performance, he approached her with a kind smile. "I've been looking for a voice like yours," he said, handing her his business card. "Come by my studio tomorrow." It turned out he was a music producer scouting for new talent. Seraphina's heart raced with excitement, but doubt still lingered. What if she wasn't good enough? What if this was another dead end? But this time she pushed those fears aside and took the leap. Days turned into weeks, and Seraphina poured everything she had into her music. She spent long nights in the studio, perfecting her craft, facing setbacks, and battling exhaustion. There were moments she wanted to quit, but the thought of that small cafe note and the faces of people who had stopped to listen kept her going. Then, one morning, everything changed. Her first song, a heartfelt ballad about resilience and dreams, went viral overnight. Comments flooded in from people around the world who resonated with her story and her music. Offers started rolling in, and before she knew it, Seraphina was standing on the biggest stage of her life, facing thousands of fans who sang along to her lyrics. As she looked out at the sea of people, she felt a lump in her throat. She had come so far, from crying on her apartment floor to standing in the spotlight. She took a deep breath and spoke into the microphone. "I almost gave up so many times," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "But I learned that failure is just a stepping stone. If you love something enough, Never stop fighting for it. The crowd erupted in cheers, and in that moment, Seraphina realized that the journey, the pain, the rejection, the perseverance, was what made her success so much sweeter. Seraphina's story became an inspiration to countless dreamers out there, a testament to the power of never giving up. So please never give up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.